Hello and welcome to the world of EDC. My name's Jeff, and today I wanted to touch base with you guys over a topic that's kind of been on my mind recently, and that is basically the concept of, quote unquote, a Delica killer or fill in the blank killer. Did this knife take the position of a certain quote unquote crown holder? So most people at one point or another considered Delicas to be kind of like the base standard for an EDC, of what people wanted to see in an EDC. Now, it's been a while since that has been the case. I mean, I could argue that the Delica has kind of lost that mantle for probably the last 4 or 5 years, roughly. But with that being said, the Delica is always a standard that most people use in the world of EDC. Pardon the connection to the channel name, but for lack of a better term, the world of EDC, the Delica has been kind of like one of those staples in most people's collections, and what I would imagine that most people look to as, okay, is this current knife better or worse than where we know some of the best things in the knife world are? And the reason why I find this to be important is because if you look at a chaparral, it basically makes the Delica 4 obsolete, and arguably it makes the Dragonfly, which is another standard for Spyderco at least, it makes both of them pretty much obsolete. I mean, it's a good fit in the middle there. I mean, to me, this is a pretty amazing EDC sandwich. You got basically every base covered for normal everyday tasks in these three knives. But this knife pretty much covers all the bases that this one covers, and it covers all the bases that this one covers. And so now you get people making the, I don't know if you'd call it an assumption, but making the claim that this is a Delica killer or a Dragonfly killer. And my personal take on it is that the more options, the better. And so I don't necessarily see it, even though it kind of is better in most ways, in my opinion, than the Delica or the Dragonfly. Not so much the Dragonfly, but the Delica, the Chaparral is. And so does that mean that this knife is not worth a purchase anymore? I mean, in my opinion, it's not, because just because this knife is really good doesn't mean that everything that is great about this knife is changed or diminished in any way. So I'm kind of struggling with this question of, is the market oversaturated just for trying to make a sell, and we don't necessarily need a market that's has all these options? Or is it a good thing that we have all these options, and that, if this isn't your taste, then this could be. If this isn't your taste, this could be. If none of those are your taste, then something like this could be. Just a knife that I have sitting on the side here. But in my opinion, a world of options, competition, are good. It really is good for us, the consumer. It's also good for companies, I think, because you're given inspiration. Companies are able to look at what others are doing, whether or not they want to admit it or not. They're watching and they're going, oh, we can build on that. Maybe we can do it better. And then at the end of the day, us consumers, we win from such activities going on. And so I guess I'm just interested in to see if you guys have ever thought about this. Do you think that the market's oversaturated, or do you welcome so many options? That way you have the opportunity to pick. Because I've seen in people's comment sections, not necessarily mine, but I do spend a lot of time looking at other people's videos. I read the comments on what people are discussing in some of those videos, and I've seen a lot in the past couple weeks of people saying, so-and-so is a great knife, you did a great review on it, but I just don't feel like I need to replace my Delica, or I need to replace my PM2, or I need to replace my Chaparral, or fill in the blank with whatever, my bug out, or fill in the blank with whatever knife. I just feel like companies are making knives for the sake of making knives. They're not necessarily innovating. But to me, as a knife collector, I welcome, slight nuance changes between this, that, and the third and the fourth. And so to me, I think that it's interesting watching what someone likes and someone doesn't like, and what I like versus what one of my friends might like, or what you guys might like, or fill in the blank with whoever. And so I think it's interesting, but I also can see the reverse argument of it in that, if this is the perfect knife and you don't necessarily really need anything more than this knife, why is this a thing? Why is that a thing? Why is this a thing? Well, if you're just buying a knife just to buy a knife to do cutting tasks and whatever else, then obviously this is, if it meets your criteria, good enough. And we don't necessarily need any more competition. But I guess, I don't know, I think I'm getting out into the weeds a little bit. I think you guys kind of get the gist of what I'm asking. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. I just really, I don't know, it's something that's been on my mind, and if I can intrigue you guys into, giving me a different point of view on it, then so be it. If not, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Not necessarily a normal video that I would put on the channel, but it's something that I wanted to try out and see if you guys are interested in, and just something that I've really been, like I said, thinking about. So with all that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.